You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
Hey, all right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. It is Thursday, August 12th. That's it. Tomorrow's the big day, 9 to 5ers. You made it to Friday, and that's all that matters at this point. You have one more day of half-assing it at work. Because why put in a full effort when your week's almost empty? Done. Work's almost finished for most of us, 9 to 5ers. You know who you are. I'm very happy to say tonight's show is literally jam-packed with a lot of good stuff. Yeah, it is. It's going to be good. I'm going to play a couple of videos. A new one from Into Thin Air. Also, I am going to talk about a couple of people in this field that some consider they're risking their lives talking about what they're talking about, and or have paid the ultimate price, as in Phil Schneider. So tonight I'm going to play you a 15-minute video on Phil Schneider, and we'll break it up and talk about things. But it is an interesting video I'm going to play because it's like a documentary type of thing. You'll see. You'll see. Yeah, that's right. And I like it. I was part of it. So I think it's going to be good. Why am I in space tonight? There we go. You can't put me in that kind of background with these colors. You can't do that. Nobody cares. So I'm selling this hat for $2,000 if anybody wants to buy it, or you can go to the website there and buy it. I don't remember the name. What is it? Weeby One? I don't know. Somebody was asking to buy the hat. Put it on a giveaway. I'm like, no way, man. It was a gift. It's a Christmas gift. All I get now are things that I want, and they have to do with aliens and UFOs. It's a beautiful thing. In a way it is. So I'm still working on getting the team together for this Michael Horn, Billy MEIER debate that I want to have. And I'm thinking about having it, if everybody's into it, Monday. Because when I had Michael Horn on, people were just going nuts. And they went nuts for a little bit after that, too. There were still conversations going on with Michael Horn about Billy MEIER being a fake, a fraud, and then about the dirty business that is the MEIER business, about I can't even know if I can say it, but people who aren't, I guess, criminals, are they criminals involved? And this has turned into some debate that we're having offline behind the scene. Well, not me. I'm staying out of it. I'm a moderator. Hey, let's do roll call while we're here. Start off with World in Chaos 76. Thank you for the super chat. Just $5. Straight up support. No message. No nothing. Just boom. $5. Thank you very much for that. Welcome to the show. That support is mucho gusto generoso. Grazie. Grazie. World in Chaos 76. Carmen Santiago, welcome to the show. San Diego, I know. Felicia Flores, welcome to the show. Mr. Eon, welcome to the show. Steel dinner plates and pudding bowls with Xmas bubbles. Coral Ann, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Justin, psst, welcome to the show. What? Elena Ianu is talking to I'm doing good. Thank you. Oh, they're talking. Welcome to the show. Hey, if you'd like to support GoFund, all you got to do is, super chat, super sticker it, or you can go to PayPal, become a Patreon, use the Cash App, all that stuff. The links are in the description and also on the homepage at GoFund, also in the About section. Don't forget to resubscribe to GoFund. Now, 7 people have gotten back to me and told me, hey, I know for sure I was subbed. So sub for the first time, whatever it takes. We got to move forward. We're stuck in the 6,000. I don't know why we're still here, but we're not going to buy any subscribers. We don't do that. We want a perfect score. You know what I mean? So you can support the show that way, because that's all I do is this for you full time. There's things going on behind the scenes. Documentaries are being made. Third Phase of Moon's got something coming out. Couple of things. Men in Black documentary with Darcy Weir. Hey, well, thank you, Felicia. You didn't have to say that, nor did I have to put it up on the monitor. Thank you. I needed that in this day and age. You know, I think I hit the wall. You know how people... You see these actors and actresses, and they just don't look right anymore. They hit that wall. They look old. They look like you and me. I hit that wall. Hey, Thomas Fessler, welcome to the show. Betty Double Kick Chick, welcome to the show. I remember when you first came around, I couldn't say your name the first time, but I think I did a good job, because I looked at it and I said, okay, that's pretty easy. And I said it. I think I said it right the first time. Welcome to the show. Sir Wolf 67's back in action with the 6, the 7. That's who I know. Welcome to the show. Samantha Morris, welcome to the show. Hi, everyone. Happy Friday for you. Yep. Happy Friday. Scotty Eisner, welcome to the show. Sky Allen, welcome to the show. Misty O.C. Dragons, welcome to the show. Hi, Will Carr here, everybody. Hey, Kermie. Hey, Miss Piggy. Jody O'Mara says, hey, Rich, I love your show. Makes my night. Yeah? All right. Well, welcome to the show, then. I hope you are relaxed, because tonight, when I play that video, you're going to love it. I'm going to play it straight through. I was thinking maybe I'll chop it up and talk about it, but I don't think I need to, and you'll see why. Aiden McLaughlin, welcome to the show. Jay Ramirez, welcome to the show. Coraline, already said it. I'll say it again. Welcome to the show. B. Baker, welcome to the show. Good to see you back. Frap Zap, hey, it moved on me. Frap Zappuccino, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Martin R., welcome to the show. John Hintz, or Hines. I believe it's Hines. Welcome to the show. Complaisir, welcome to the show. Hey, the Gorilla Gamer's back. Welcome to the show. First Floor Audio, welcome to the show. Tim Tinson, welcome to the show. Helen, Crystal Energy, welcome to the show. Uber Barbie, welcome to the show. Deep Thought, welcome to the show. Ms. Jamie, welcome to the show. Caraveldi, welcome to the show. Eddie Mendoza, welcome to the show. And we're about done. Kingfish Kebab, welcome to the show. Bob M, welcome to the show. Randall Hill, welcome to the show. I'm cooking fried zucchini. Can't be in the chat right now. I'm resigning. I'm just going to go. Okay, thank you. Elena Ianu with the 5-pounder. Looking good, Richie. You like my little leopards? You like the leopard wear? I've worn this thing 4 or 5 times already. Thank you. And I appreciate that 5-pounder. Right into the goof on, where we keep the show up and running. Thank God. Yeah. Connie of the Dead, welcome to the show. Mucho gusto, generoso, Elena. All right, are we done? Shoddy. P. Murin. Pirnuran? I thought it was an M. Over here, it looks like an M. Welcome to the show. Stuart, welcome to the show. I know, I said your name normally. Mike Johnson, welcome to the show. Zofa, it jumped on me. Welcome to the show. All right, we're good. That's it. I can't go on. Everybody, I got everybody, all right? We'll be here all night. I got a lot to talk about. And, a few months ago I was talking about, I think I played a video, my own video, of what I thought at the time, and to this day I still do, think that I was being followed for whatever reason. Was it a MUFON member being told to, hey, go check out this guy, Rich Giordano, who's catching all this stuff. See what he's up to. Could have been them. They've done that in the past. They're known for doing it. All right. I even got confirmation from people who were in MUFON that that's what they do. Go investigate Giordano. Tell us what you know about this guy. Could have been that. Could have been a Men in Black. Just dressed in regular clothing. Whoa. An ad just started playing on the app for the super chat. Oh, did I do that for you, Elena? Sorry, I forgot. What's up, Nathan Allen? I saw your name being mentioned, so I assumed you were here. There you are. Welcome to the show. Mario UFO. I don't know if I said it. I'll say it again. Welcome to the show. Hey, Tom Espresso 700. What's up? Welcome to the show. Les Friedman, everybody. Welcome to the show. Joking, I know. Rebecca Toyna. Welcome to the show. Good to see everybody. Den Bob. It's like I haven't seen you in a year. It's good to see you back. It's weird how I get comfort from seeing the regulars coming back. It's odd when you're not here, because I do see it. It's just weird. All right, I'm going to go right down the line so there's no pausing in the show, no fluff. Here we go. We're going to start out with Into Thin Air's new Antarctica discovery. Never before seen. Is it a craft? Is it a building? This is also going to be included in Third Phase UFO Report tonight, but with permission, I thought I'd play it here on Goof On early. So tonight there will be chapters to the show. I think this is one of those shows where you may want to just watch the video or what Rich spoke about. But here we go. Antarctica. Into thin air. Thank you for the permission.
Hello, my friends. Welcome back. It is August 12th, 2021, and we are going back to today as we are going to reveal our second major Antarctica discovery. And really quick, guys, I just want to take a minute and thank a few channels that have been helping out the last couple days with our first Antarctica discovery, which seems to be catching a lot of steam. And as I promised, guys, I have a lot more coming. I have stuff that no one's ever seen on the content of Antarctica, but I just want to give a thanks out to Mr. MBB333 for putting a video out on this discovery yesterday. Absolutely an honor. Thank you so much. Third Phase of Moon and Rich from GoofOn, who both work together, also covered this video, and I want to say that I'm very grateful for that as well. If you guys remember, just a few days ago, we made the discovery here on this channel on the continent of Antarctica, what looks like some sort of intelligent design structure, an entrance into the side of this mountain, some sort of tower, a pyramid. Your guess is as good as mine, but what we do know is that this thing is not here naturally. That's for sure. And we know this for a few reasons. We know that this part of Antarctica is nothing but ice and snow and rock. We can see it for mountain range after mountain range after mountain range, and it's clear as day once you're in this area. Here is the original discovery right here, and there's just nothing in this area that would explain what is built here. So we are looking at some sort of intelligent design, and now we're going to see something even more incredible than this. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out of this area to show you that we are only going 18 miles away to our next destination that as of now has never been discovered on the continent of Antarctica. But here we go. And once again, my friends, you're not going to believe your eyes as we are looking at an absolute perfect right angle corner of what looks like some sort of underground base, some sort of underground building, maybe another type of craft. But just look at this right angle sticking out of the side of this mountain. And it also looks like we have something sitting next to it. We're going to go ahead and look at this from all different angles, at least as many angles as we...
Oh my God. I am going to pause it. He just said it looks like there's something next to it. That's really sharp. Could it be an outcropping from this mountain? Yeah. But what if this here is like the escape ejection part? Like it came out of that area and this just happened to be the outcropping of it. I don't know, man. I'm already interested. I love Antarctica finds, and he's got several of them, man. This is just the beginning. Yeah, it's not like Corbell where you got to wait 6 to 8 weeks. Go.
Can with the terrain setting here on Google Earth. We can spin around it like this, but what I want to show you guys is that this is actually sticking out of the side of a mountain pointing downward. So it's important that we view this from different angles so you can see where we're coming from. So you can see this would be the top of this part of the mountain range, and then this would be sloping down just to give yourself a little more reference of what we're looking at here. So we can zoom into this area, and as we get closer, it becomes very apparent that we're looking at the edge of some sort of craft, some sort of building that is underneath this snow and ice with perfect angles on it. As we always do here, I'm going to go ahead and measure this. We'll switch to feet so we have a good idea of what we're looking at here. And we're just going to measure from one point across to the end of the side that's sticking out. And we have about 135 feet right there. We're going to do another one. We'll start at the point again.
See, this is what's interesting right now. I would have went all the way out here and he stopped here because I see something out there. Don't you? Yeah, that's interesting. Well, you know what? I'm not knocking anybody's research at all. That's not what this is about. This is just about showing how people measure things differently and take notes. I would have taken notes up to here and out to there. So I would have said, okay, it's, 160 feet here, 200 to there. Yeah, here you don't see. There's a little bit of something, but all right. Yeah, I was just showing you how people do things differently. I noticed this too. It's straight down the middle of it. Could be a building. I'm hoping it's an alien spacecraft.
And as I measure the other side, you're going to see we are very similar, if not exactly the same. 135 feet, give or take. And then we've got what looks like the vertical support part of this
Yep.
building or craft that comes straight down from the
Yep.
point. It could end right there at about 50 feet,
Yep.
or it comes down to
Even
the
here,
pitch
too.
of the snow, which is 116 feet. Regardless, keep in mind, my friends, you
Good
are
stuff.
looking at something that does not happen in nature. If you were to just show me this picture without the mountain next to it, and it was just this right here, I would almost bet that we're looking at the corner of some sort of structure or some sort of aircraft, another pyramid shape on the continent of Antarctica. I swear there's pyramids all over this place. I have taken all sorts of screenshots of this area in order to bring out any sort of shadows or angles I can so we can actually see this better. And when you invert the picture, we really get some good detail here. We can see that sharp edge of whatever this is underneath the snow and ice. And then we can actually see the snow that has come over time and in a way sort of revealed this. So doesn't this look somewhat like something's parked right next to the corner of this building, almost like a type of driveway or just another version of what you would look at on Google Earth in a populated area? Once again, absolutely nothing about this seems natural. In fact, I've even noticed something that looks like a type of pipe that might be running on top of this flat plane. Again, think of it as like an awning. And now if we take both of these discoveries we've made that are 18 miles apart on a continent that is apparently massive, two different pyramid structures, one looking like it's buried, one looking like it's exposed. There is no coincidence about this, my friends. We are looking at intelligent designed structures on the continent of Antarctica.
So there it is. Interesting. No doubt about it, man. Yeah. I 5 minutes of a video, I didn't realize it was going on that long, but thank you for watching that with me, and thank you to Into Thin Air for this major Antarctica discovery. Craft or building, or pareidolia. You can't leave out pareidolia, right? Wait, no, the other one. You can't leave out pareidolia in that. Unfortunately. That's why it's fun. That's why it's fun. I wanted to show you this. Here are UFOs. We have talked about this several times over the course of 2 years as Goof On. And me and Alien Addict have talked about this in depth. Like, why are UFOs almost described according to the technology at the time? Like, look at this stuff. In 55, people saw something like this. This is what you would see on Buck Rogers, something like that. Here in 64, you have the upside down spaghetti strainer. That's what that looks like, man. In the 60s, things were a little bit more bubbly. The cars were, the people. 72, well, things started getting a little more like the Cadillac had these big doors and big wings off the back of the car. Remember those Cadillacs? And everybody had to get a red one or a white one. And electric windows were phenomenal. 1980. Well, that is odd for 1980. It's almost like we went back to 1934 and overcooked the eggs or something. I don't know what happened here. But that is an interesting looking, just like the 80s. Interesting is a good word. Here in 97, this is when things start to get a little more aerodynamic. We started dipping into high definition. The internet came out in 95, I believe. Look at this in the year 2001. You could take this all the way back to 34 and say that type of sighting seems to have replenished. And then look at 2012. Actually, this isn't accurate because we've seen this type of craft in the 40s. The Nazis had UFOs that looked like that, apparently. 2013, but it all comes to a head because all sighted from this very powerful telescope. See? It was all leading up to that. But it's true. I can't tell you how many people in this field smoke weed. But we did see different type of UFOs in different eras, which I always found fascinating. You did. You found the bubble craft in the 60s and the 50s. Cars had those big bubble shapes. You know they did. I guess that's it. Just the cars. I guess we're basing this all on the car. Oh, advertising was more rounded. If you ever looked at old advertising articles, you know, you would see articles. In the articles, Richard Dolan is live right
Delete
now.
the old code and just add something new. No, like
on Dr. J Radio Live. Let's take a listen.
Old parts of the DNA are no longer being used, and they will shut off. And
Dr.
And
J
new,
Radio
new structures will, new alleles and new genes and things like that will appear, and so the old DNA basically just gets switched off, or supposedly, and that becomes junk DNA. There's probably a lot more to it that I'm not aware of, so I can't pretend that I've got the final answer. But in terms of us being switched off, look, it's actually possible. I can't say it's impossible. I just don't really have the science to say this is what I think.
Bob Lazar, in his briefing documents, read that we had undergone 63 external corrections. Some people, including the late Roger Lear, who I was very close to because he lived not far from me, and I was present at the last surgery before, sadly, he died. He believes that we are undergoing our 64th external correction, creating Homo nueticus as opposed to Homo sapien. Do you think that it's possible that we've already had 63 and we're undergoing our 64th, or what's your take on that?
I forgot about that with Lazar, yeah. Well, I do think that we're going through a major civilizational and biological transformation right now.
What?
Like, I think that's absolutely happening.
No. What?
Now, when he was talking about corrections, I assume you mean artificial modifications.
Updates, yeah.
Right. Well, I mean,
my fault for showing that. Shouldn't have shown that. Everybody's going over there now. Go ahead. You want to go? Go. We're going to have fun over here. You can listen to Dolan anytime you want. You can't always listen to this show. I'll turn this show around right now if you go over there. I swear to God. Dolan. You want to, here, look.
Times released those 3 videos, and then, of course, was confirmed by
Los Angeles, yeah.
Yeah. And actually, 2013 was the first interview. It was 2015 because that was the anniversary of Travis Walton.
Oh, so we did the ride in 2015?
Yeah, we did it 2 years after we'd already been friends. Yeah, but
Yeah, we lost a few. That's all right. I understand. Dolan's a draw. You know, Dolan's the best. Of course. You're not going to hear anything new over there. You just won't. So before I get into talking about Phil Schneider and people who actually died for ufology, I think that there have been people who have been taken out. You would think if aliens existed and UFOs are real, which they are, that some people would want to get the truth out. I just don't see the people that I would think are credible bringing this stuff out. But for some reason, there are just some stories that will never die, will always question, and will always wonder, my God, did they kill him? Phil Schneider fits that. And I'm just going to go into it. I'll just do it now. Might as well. I know what's going to happen. What time is it? Maybe I'll wait. Here's a video. I'm going to wait a few minutes. People want to go watch Dolan. So people left. You know what? Screw it. You can go. Phil Schneider, did he die for the truth? Is Elizondo putting his life on the line? That was brought up on Alien Addict's show today. I don't think so. So here's a guy, and this was funny. It was in the chat. I don't remember who said it, but he's not putting his life at risk. Why would a guy who worked at ATIP quit, go sign up with 2 to Stars Academy and start doing interviews about aliens and UFOs? Come on, man. Think about it. Lou isn't like Schneider. And it's possible Lou may be off limits. But I don't think anybody's off limits. And I also don't think that Lou ever saw any UFO medals. I don't think Lou saw UFOs. He may have seen pictures. But then again, pictures. But I don't really know. Nobody really does. I'm just telling you what I think, and I'm telling you what makes sense. If Lou was going on CNN, MSNBC, Fox, and all the rest, don't you think if he was a threat, he could easily just say, aliens are here. Look, cut the transmission. You can't cut it fast enough, Jack. Unless all of those interviews, and we know they're not all of them, but unless they're all on a time delay of 7 seconds, we know there's a delay here of about 20 seconds from what I say to when you hear it to when you respond in the chat and I see it. It's just a video. It's just a video that's delayed, yeah. But I think there are people. Do I think Phil Schneider is one of those people? For some reason, I don't think Phil Schneider died on his own. I think he was murdered. It's just a strange story. And when you hear it, because I'm going to play the video straight through, 15 minutes. Okay? It's not a long time. Here we go. Whoops. And yes, it is from Third Phase of Moon. We did a little mini doc on this last year.
Accounted for.
I'm Phil Schneider, government geologist, engineer, structural engineer with aerospace applications. I was involved in something very controversial, almost totally unbelievable to most of you.
When you talk about whistleblowers, there's one name that comes up, Phil Schneider. Was he taken out because of the information he was releasing to the public? This is the big question, and the answer is quite revealing in the new documentary, The Underground.
Rumor has it there is a secret base hidden underneath the Archuleta Mesa here. The mountain overlooks Dulce. Some people in town say the base is run by aliens working with our federal government to conduct mind control and genetic experiments.
There have been many whistleblowers that have come out, but they're still alive. Apparently, Phil Schneider was taken out for some reason beyond the others, like Bob Lazar and others that have inside information in regards to Area 51. But what Phil Schneider claimed, that he worked in the tunnels underneath the base known as Area 51, a geologist. And with his knowledge of building these underground tunnels, he was contracted by the US government to build these things. Why did they take him out? Was his information too sensitive? This is interesting to me because once you take somebody out like Phil Schneider, you almost become a martyr. And that's what he has become in the ufology world. When it comes to the whistleblower, Phil Schneider, his name is one of the most profound in regards to the conspiracy behind Area 51.
There's no question that the secret underground bases do exist. And by the way, it's not only the military of the United States or of other countries, who are making these underground and also undersea facilities. Other agencies and organizations do it as well. All that is needed is the requisite will, funding, expert personnel, and technology. In the early to mid 20th century, you had the French, of course, who constructed the so-called Maginot Line in eastern France to guard against German invasion in World War II. There was a military civil engineering organization in the Third Reich called the TOT organization.
All right, let's break down a little history here. We have Phil Schneider, his dad, Oscar Schneider, who was part and worked with the Navy. He worked on the Manhattan Project and the Philadelphia experiment. What's going on here? The connection is unfathomable.
At this point, it appears that Phil Schneider's father, Oscar, was very likely involved in classified operations that involved top secret technologies. But what about his son, Phil? What do we really know about his work?
I've known about Phil Schneider since the 90s, but I didn't know about his father, Oscar. And this documentary really highlighted that. It was very intriguing that he was a part of the Philadelphia experiment.
I'd like to also mention something about my father. My father was a U-boat captain in Hitler's Navy. He was captured by the French, turned over to the Third Army, the U.S. Third Army, and then U.S. Third Army turned him over to the Navy. And he was a master machinist. Now, it's not a journeyman. A master means they can take a block of metal and make a gun or a watch or some other fine instrument.
And possibly many other projects, hence probably how Phil was able to get the clearance that he did in the projects that he worked on. Now, the fact that his story involves a firefight battle with 7-foot grays underground is not one you normally hear.
I was involved in building a base inside of Dulce, New Mexico, on the southwest part of the Archuleta Mesa. In this process, I was lowered down the basket of one of these holes, and about from me to this elderly woman here in the front was sitting a 7-foot tall alien gray. The stench was worse than the worst garbage can you can imagine. And I killed 2 of them. Yes, they're mortal and they do die.
It's no secret that something is going on in Dulce, New Mexico. Even the native indigenous peoples that lived in that area for hundreds of years have been speaking of the sort of paranormal things that have been happening around that city.
That's when Oscar was working in NATO. He was doing a lot of armed force work in NATO, but he kind of knew that his dad was doing a lot of top secret things later on in life.
He was a master machinist. He later became an MD doctor and part of the aerospace medicine group of the United States Navy. Was instrumental in helping build the USS Nautilus and its predecessor, the Enterprise, the first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, and other ships like it.
Phil Schneider may be one of the most important cases in UFO history and conspiracy theories. This guy was contracted by the US government to build underground tunnel systems and bases, I think, under the ground. Not 100% sure, but he was being lowered into one of these holes that they had, gone into the ground, with their machines, and they're seeing how far they've gotten and make sure everything's secure. And as he's being lowered down in one of these baskets, he sees tall alien grays looking right at him. And he said, I guess that he felt they were life-threatening. He shot at them and killed a couple of them. And apparently, when the shots were fired, more of these tall grays came around the corner and started shooting some sort of laser weapon at him. And he lost a couple of his fingers, and he has this scar that goes right down the center of his chest. It almost looks like he had heart surgery, but apparently there was no operation, no record of him having surgery other than having this scar on his chest.
During the engagement with the tall grays, Phil Schneider was hit with a plasma weapon and a piece of his hand was sheared off. During this time, one of the scientists was able to grab this plasma weapon, and today we have technology that was found because of it. And this was reverse engineered to create stealth and cloaking technologies that we see today.
Phil's father, Oscar Otto Schneider, was also involved in government secrecy and black projects. In the 1990s, during Phil Schneider's lecture tour across the United States, he was known to carry many documents and pictures providing evidence to certain testimony about controversial subjects he would be discussing. Furthermore, there were 4 documents which Phil carried with him on lecture tour. These documents were allegedly owned by Oscar Schneider while he was in office working for the United States Navy in the 1950s. During this time, the rumored Philadelphia experiment took place, and perhaps these documents are the smoking gun that prove, in fact, the Philadelphia experiment did occur.
Back in the day, Phil Schneider broke the news in regards to what was going on at the base and his involvement in regards to his expertise, his engineering of building these tunnels. And what's amazing behind this documentary is that it reveals in the step-by-step process of how it was built, how he was recruited, and then going on the circuit, bringing it to the public. And that was the most interesting part about it, is that Phil Schneider put his life on the line to tell his story. And eventually it kind of caught up to him. Was he taken out by a government faction, or was his evidence too sensitive for the public?
But what about...
See, I don't think, and I got to say something here. He shows, you know, the fingers and the scar. Yeah. If something is going to remove your fingers, and that same weapon hits you in the center of the center, just like heart surgery scars. Yet, this laser weapon only goes into the skin and rips them open a little bit, but yet it took 4 digits off? It sounds like they set that weapon to hurt a little more than usual, but not too bad. Come on. Yeah. That part about the Phil Schneider story is annoying AF. I don't like it. I don't really believe it. But there's more coming up in the second half of this that is really compelling and really strange. What happens to Phil Schneider, what happens to his medical records, his autopsy report, and all that stuff. And family's gonna, oh, this is really good. You're gonna love this part. This is a good part. Look, when Lou Elizondo comes back with 4 fingers missing and shows us a scar from throat to belly button, yeah, I still wouldn't believe him. I wouldn't believe him. All right.
About his son Phil, what do we really know about his work?
I would say late 60s, he started his work, and then I have Social Security records under a wrong Social Security number, and I think this is how the Black Ops get away with a lot of things, is they put you under the wrong Social Security number so you can't prove your work history with them. But I can prove that under the wrong Social Security number, he worked for Morrison Knudsen, which is a contractor.
Oh, now this is called evidence.
It's a civilian contractor that works for the Army or Navy. He did some work in Trojan Nuclear after that. By the early 1980s, he was applying for SSI. So I know by the early 1980s, his career is done. He's so injured that he could not do any more work, and his memory is like totally lost as to what he did before. It wasn't until after we got married and he got good medical care and it stopped taking the medications he was taking when I first met him, And he's starting to remember all of the things that are now on the internet.
Now we have Philip Schneider, who is working at Groom Lake and then at the Dulce Air Force Base, where this dramatic firefight broke out between tall grays. Apparently, there were 60 scientists that were killed, and the military units, Delta Force and the SEAL team, were brought in to firefight with these alien beings.
Oh my God. I don't remember there were over 60 guys, Americans died. How did they tell their families died it was an accident? It was an accident. Can we see the body? There's no body. Huh? There's no body. What do you mean there's no body? They would have to get rid of all the bodies, right? If they were killed by aliens, those bodies must be dismembered in half. They probably all had chest scars, right? Yeah, can't show that.
These tall grays. It's just so crazy.
Tall grays. Like, listening to this? They lowered them down in a little basket to inspect the area where they were going to build these domes. And they drilled into an already built alien tunnel system. And they saw aliens, and Phil Schneider just go, oh, I'm going to shoot some. He just, out of the blue, decides to shoot aliens. Yes, I understand that he heard a commotion down, like he was under there, right? He's like, holy shit, where am I in this cavern? Shines his flashlight down there and sees a couple of aliens. He just starts shooting? That also doesn't make sense. Strike two. Oh, 2 for Schneider. We're only doing 3 strikes on whether we believe Schneider is telling the truth, which it really seems like he is. I gotta be honest. I looked into this guy's eyes on the video, and I watched his body language on the video. It looks like he's telling the truth. It's very odd. I mean, I don't want to believe him. I don't know. He attacked them.
The story just goes even deeper. Once Phil Schneider survived this firefight, he actually pulled out his pistol and actually shot a couple of these aliens dead.
Right. Shoot first, ask aliens later. Thank you. Start a freaking intergalactic war, you dumbass. No, it's still strike 2. Whoops, wrong button. It just gets weirder and weirder with Phil Schneider. Without getting into every single detail of this story, he has gone around the UFO community and talking about what he saw. Now, apparently, all the years he's been, working for the government and whatever and talking about this, he said he lost a lot of friends. They passed away under suspicious circumstances. At least half of them were. So he was really worried that the government was going to silence him for good. Later on, Phil Schneider did have some health issues and whatnot, but went missing for about 4 to 5 days. And when they found him, it looked like an apparent accidental death.
And the fact that he has documentation of working for these agencies and military groups, I think it was the Navy and other companies, and even then he was warning people, letting them know that, hey, we're building these underground bunkers, and thank goodness he was able to at least have some time and in FaceTime with people to divulge this information.
I had people tell me that some of the bases are as deep as 10, 12, 14 miles down.
Okay, so if they're 1 mile deep, how would they make that? Like, can you state possibly a piece of technology that you came across in documents you were researching?
Oh yes. since at least the 1950s, the mining and civil engineering industry have had the capability to sink major shafts straight down 1, even 2 miles or more, and then to tunnel out the bottom of these shafts, whether for mining purposes or for entry tunnel complexes. Well, the most common form is to use very hard cutting heads on the tunnel boring machines that rotate. It would be like a huge version of the drills used in the petroleum industry and natural gas industry to drill very deep underground boreholes.
I've heard theories of also nuclear-powered drills.
Yes, I cite this technology in my first book. These are called submarines. Submarines are nuclear-powered. They use a small fission nuclear reactor. The nuclear reactor is contained within a machine. The research and design was done at Los Alamos National Laboratories back in the 20th century. And there were some patents granted to the research team at Los Alamos. If they are in use, they are being used clandestinely in great secrecy.
People can discredit or attack Phil Schneider all they want, but what they can't attack is the incredible amount of information that surrounds the mysteriousness of a possible underground base facility that's in that area, and the volume of accounts and sightings that corroborate this possible overarching story.
It's very suspicious. His wife, or I don't know who she was at the time, said that he died of a heart attack, and it was printed in the newspaper. And when they visited his sister, I think it was, they were talking about how they went to the morgue and the papers were missing on what he died of. A lot of specifics were missing. A lot of strangeness around Phil Schneider's death. Phil Schneider talked about aliens underground all over the U.S. This is one of the most incredible cases I've ever seen. And in this documentary, there are some photos that shocked me, but it shows you how real this UFO world we're living in is. A lot of people claim they want to meet aliens or want the government to have disclosure and get this out there. And Phil Schneider tried to tell us that they're a threat. I'm not sure I believe in that, but there may be some aliens that could be hostile. I mean, who knows? But Phil Schneider will go down in history as one of the most conspiratorial UFO cases of our time.
His death, a horrific death. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but they wanted to make sure he did not say much more. But now, because of his story, all of us have been able to take that as a piece to this huge puzzle we're all trying to complete and figure out. Phil Schneider is a I don't say a legend, but he's iconic in these realms. But I have a feeling of like a connection with him, of empathy. Like I so feel for that man, even though he's gone now. But you watch these videos and there's just something that pulls me, that God, it's so much sadness and tragedy and things that he's seen. And but his daughter, is kind of, I wouldn't say picked up the torch, but she's trying to expose that it wasn't natural the way he passed. So the video, the documentary, I'm going to watch it again. I was so enthralled in it. I was just pulled into it. I would highly, highly suggest all of you to please check out this documentary. I'm saving it. I'm giving it 5 stars on Amazon. So it's definitely one that y'all got to see.
When it comes to whistleblowers in this field, a lot of the stories that come out are just that, stories, but really no evidence to back it up. Like Bob Lazar, even to this day, has a hard time proving that he actually worked at Area 51. But with Phil Schneider, there is paperwork that shows that he was hired by a government agency in regards to an underground base or underground tunnel. What's amazing too is Phil Schneider gets into the detail in regards to this exotic craft that was being experimented at Area 51. And the reason that he even got into this project was because of his dad. His father formerly worked for the government in these clandestine block projects. Phil Schneider is one of the most infamous whistleblowers known in the field of ufology. And if what he says is true, in my opinion, it reveals a major industry of government delving into exotic aircraft reverse engineered from alien technology.
A Reuters investigation says since 1996, the Pentagon has spent $8.5 trillion in taxpayer money that has never been accounted for.
Underground bases throughout the world for many, many years. And then we go back into the legends of many cultures that have discussed cryptoterrestrial existence, other beings that are possibly more advanced than humans that live below the surface of the earth. And I'm sure people have even heard the tales of below Antarctica, a possible base there. And it doesn't stop just there. There's stories and proof of bases being all around the world.
This is a secret that has to be kept. And anyone who threatens that secrecy has got to be handled, whether by discrediting that person or failing all else by killing.
If you want to find out more about Phil Schneider and his projects, go check out the crazy documentary that's out right now on Amazon Prime, The Underground, A Hidden Reality. Check it out.
All right. You might as well. It's a Darcy Weir production, and I think he does a superb job with documentaries. Yeah, I like his style. I really do. I like a lot of different styles. James Fox is another fantastic one. Of course, I love Third Phase of Moon. Their style is one of the best. I like all different styles. I like personal documentaries where people make documentaries on. I'm getting an interview. I can't remember his name. Let me pull it up here. With the guy here, I'll make sure I get it right. All I got to do is call him. This probably be for next week or whenever he can. But I want to get this. It looks like I'm able to get the guy. The sequel to Curse of the Man Who Sees UFOs. Oh, The Man Who Sees UFOs, and then the sequel. He's done them both, which is out on Vimeo. The film's getting really killer comments and reviews, and his name is Christopher Roppolo. So, through Third Phase of Moon, I'm going to see if he wants to come on the show. I haven't asked yet. But that'll be a really good interview. So that, if anything, would be next week. Unless when I call him tomorrow, he wants to come on right then and there, then it'd be tomorrow. But Phil Schneider, and I really like what we just watched because you get to see a lot of different point of views and facts about Phil Schneider. The fact is, it happened. Okay? He worked there. Here's why I say it happened. Why would a guy make up a story like that? It's really odd. I mean, you would have to be mentally unstable to create a story like that and talk about a firefight and then show people your missing digits, right? He's got all these digits missing. He's got a thumb left. He's just like this all the time, right? Or like this. There it is. He's like this all the time. And he's got that scar. Look, his autopsy records, a lot of his mental records, whatever you call them, a lot of that shit went missing or was altered. It's all in that movie of Darcy Weir's, The Underground. Hey, who's this guy? Huh? Who's this? Lord Ludicrous Plaid with a $5 super chat says, I knew he was a liar when a military man referred to his pistol magazine as a clip. Which military don't do. The little things with language matters. It does. Yes, I remember that. $5. Yes, said the same thing. That's funny. I call it a magazine. And I wasn't in the military. I like magazine. The clip. I don't know. I guess I was taught to shoot by a military guy. That's probably why. I just learned the verbiage. Isn't it? I call it a magazine. I've never called it a clip. I may have by accident. Because, I wasn't in the military. But I don't think I have. I don't know. I haven't shot in a long time. $5. Thank you, Lord Ludicrous Plaid. Very, very, very good point. Mucho gusto, generoso, Mr. Plaid. Very good point. Yeah, I forgot about that. See, that's what I love about watching people and learning about the things that should be said, aren't said. Speaking of, let's take a look at what's going on here.
It's not like we didn't hang out.
It's over.
And, go to the drinks and go to
red lines. So to me, one of the big red lines is an acknowledgement of crash retrievals of UFOs.
And then the next day, boom, they were.
But he meant really UFOs.
Yeah.
And Elizondo at first said, well, Tucker, my NDAs prevent me from et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But long pause, in a word, yes. And the interview ended. I thought that was a huge thing. And there was just no follow-up on from anyone else to Elizondo. And then Eric Davis, who I just mentioned, has also, he's not an official government figure. He's a scientist with high-level classified security clearances. Eric Davis also has been very explicit in a couple of interviews about the reality of acquisition of ET tech. So he's talked about it. So we've gone much further, but it hasn't proceeded, and there hasn't been an official acknowledgement.
Exactly. It hasn't gotten any further because that's as far as we're going to get with any proof, any acknowledgement. Here's the deal. The way things were going the last 6 months, well, June, it's been 6 weeks almost, right? Since June 25th. All right. Since June 25th ended, the 180 days, we're just sitting idly by waiting for the next big thing to hit, and it's not going to happen anytime soon. The last video we saw from Corbell, I think, was on the 4th or the 14th of May. It was a while back, 3 months ago. But if you want to keep the public interested, you don't stop. You keep going. And I swear on my life, I will end my life if I do that one more time. I'll do it. I don't care. No, I do. I won't do that. But I feel like it. The thing is, they think they've gotten the public's interest. Well, what's going to happen? Life's going to happen. They're now quiet. So it's like a summer vacation is happening in ufology right now. People are taking off for many. Well, there's nothing new to talk about. This is ufology. This is what we go through every now and then. It happens. There's nothing new. What what did we get for it? Once TTSA came out and went public, we went through the Admiral Wilson files and then Oumuamua. You know, there were some things. We had what was that big telescope that shut down? That Sunrise telescope? I don't know. Remember it shut down because the FBI had to go investigate and they said there was a pedo running around up there? Remember that story? The Sunspot Observatory. That was when Oumuamua was passing by and they shut the shit down. It's interesting. It's interesting. Shut it down for 8 days, I think it was. But there's something that's going to happen within the next week or two that we're all going to be talking about again. But we just had Travis Walton. That held us over for a good week or so, right? People are still talking about Travis. Dolan saying that he got some inside scoop on the UAPTF secret documents that we'll never get to see. But somehow Dolan, with the help of an aide, somehow risking 10 years imprisonment, hundreds of dollars in fines, and their job just to give Richard Dolan a piece of history. Somebody's risking their lives for that guy? Are you kidding me? Come on, man. You know that shit isn't happening. Oh, come on. He's got to keep that PPV going, that pay-per-view, dollars for disclosure to keep going. Now, someday we're going to have one of those. But you know what you're going to get? You're going to get original content. You're going to have a good time. And, yeah, we'll do a pay-per-view event here someday. I don't know. It could be a month from now, 6 months from now. It could never happen. Boy, but I would like to give it a try to see if I could walk away with 18 grand. So here we go again. Now, let's note it down. Date, time, and everything. Stamp it on your forehead. Remember, this week, Dolan said he got a secret from the UAPTF about the top secret You know what I'm talking about. From the preliminary report, main report, that we never got to see. Let's see if he has a pay-per-view event explaining what's in that secret document. Whatever. Secret whatever. What is it? What did he get? What did he get? Hold on. I got it right here. Hold on. Where'd it go? Are you kidding me? Where is it? I don't know what I did with it. What did I do? I just had it here. You know, sometimes you gotta say, "Fut the wuck." Where is it? This is so dumb. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and get it. I believe it's from TRUTHSEEKERS. Yeah, I played this yesterday, but I'm gonna play it again because I was talking about it. Just not the whole thing. TRUTHSEEKERS.
Richard Dolan caught using another fake source to sell another fake story. Richard Dolan lied. He has no classified information to share. If he did, he and whoever leaked it to him would face jail time. His source and the info he shared was fake. He is not getting leaks of classified information like he claimed. If he was, there would be consequences for him. He ran with a fake source he didn't bother to verify yet again.
Right. Doesn't that make sense? Wouldn't he get in trouble? Right? Wouldn't he be in trouble? Wouldn't he be in trouble? You can't put out sensitive information, man. Come on, not my Dolan, Cooper says, Mr. D.B. Cooper. Yes, You're Dolan too. Dolan, did he do that? Denbub? Did he do that? That's Richard Dolan's new name. We've got Patsy Doty, who is Crazy Eyes, who is Corbell. I like Crazy Eyes. Patsy Doty's dumb. It is, I admit. And Did he do that is Dolan. We got Linda Moulton, Howdy Doody, Tom DeShlong, Boohoo Lou Elizondo. Did he do that, Dolan? Did Dolan do that? There it is. There we got it now. Did Dolan do that? Did he do that, Dolan? Is Dolan. And I forget who the other one. Tom DeShlong. It doesn't matter. That's who we're going with. Baby Lou. Yeah, it's little Lou over here. Yeah, little Lou, big Lou. Dolan for dollars. And Blink 180 whatever. Is it 187? I always think it's Blink 182. It's Blink 182. Sucks. I know. If anybody likes Blink 182, I don't understand why. Look, I tried. I grew up listening to that noise. It just can't compete with Metallica and shit that I listen to, you know? Just doesn't, all right?
It came to my attention that at least one guy out there just thought, like, really just tried to rip into me over this. And it was brought to my attention, and
look at him. He's like a little kid. We talked about this yesterday, but he's acting like a little kid. He's got some tells that he's uncomfortable and he's not truthful. The body language is one like he wants to hide and run away. It's like the cat who swallowed the canary got caught. And I don't know, really. Personally, I don't know. But apparently, Truth Seekers, Stephen Cambion knows. Yeah, or else he wouldn't have done something like that. But Dolan acted odd. Weird. I mean, look at this. Look how odd he acts. And look, I have nothing against people getting high. I mean, even I partake on the show. But I don't look like I'm... It looks like it's the first time he's been high. Right? Watch this. Look at his eyes. He's got permagrin. Dolan's got permagrin, man. And he's in a stressful situation. And he's like, dude, it's like, I mean, I don't know, like, why people would say such a thing. I mean, you know, it's like, I didn't do it. I didn't do that. Did he do that? Dolan do that. Here we go. Look at Dolan. Dolan, dazed and confused. He's stoned.
I was like, what are you getting so worked up over here? Like,
he never smiles.
Accusing me of leaking classified information.
Okay, look there. Watch. Proof's in the pudding. Here's tonight.
And I would go further and say, that everything
smiling.
that we have seen so far,
not smiling.
I would say it's not impossible for it to be walked back.
More serious situation. A more serious situation. And he's...
that I could...
Permagrin.
You know, better get a lawyer and all this. No, I mean, I didn't leak any classified...
And I know when people are nervous, they smile. That's the point, all right? That's the point I'm making. This guy should be smooth as buttermilk. You understand? He shouldn't be smiling. He should be like, look, man, this guy's an asshole. You know, calling me out and shit. I would never do anything like that. Are you kidding me? No, Rich, that's how you would do it. You would act that way. That's not. No. A normal person who isn't high. Because let's put it out there and just lay it out. Dolan is high. In my opinion.
Information. This is all third hand. This is apparently from the classified portion of the UAP report. No, I mean, I didn't leak any classified information. This is apparently from the classified portion of the UAP report.
Not Stone?
Are you getting so worked up over here? Like, accusing me of leaking classified information and that I...
Not Stone.
I mean, I didn't leak any classified information. This is all third hand. And a alleged description of...
He never smiles. He's got the Pacific eyeballs, too.
What is in the classified document. And I...
Open your eyes, dude.
I don't feel that what I did was...
Yeah, you got some good chronic, didn't you, Dick? Yeah, that's okay, man. You're one of us. Not. You know, I like Dolan, and I don't like him. I don't like it because I don't like the fake shit that he's doing. I understand why. You got to keep those bills paid. Huh? That made no sense. You got to pay those bills. Keep the money coming in is what I meant to say. Dolan has turned himself into somebody who I thought could be trusted at one point. Even when I was going through all the calling the people out, I still felt Dolan was bringing something to the table. Not so much anymore. When people are watching every single move you make on the internet, this is what happens when you make a mistake. Yeah. But, you know, Dolan will grin and bear it. It's what he does, obviously. Next, I don't want you to laugh, is what we're asking you to do. To not laugh. This is Zeducation. I just want you guys to relax for a few more minutes. We're rounding out the last portion of the show tonight. Thank you for hanging out on Goof On. If you could, resubscribe. See if you're subscribed. If you're not, subscribe. Hit the bell. Fill it up with all the whiteness. Oh, it's racist. You know what I mean? The bell's either empty or it's filled up with white paint. It is. I mean, you turn the bell white to get all notifications. I didn't make the rules. Yell at YouTube. All right, if you laugh, you lose. Number 18. We've been doing this since we got to what? 15? 15 we've been doing these. Zeducation. This is just for fun. And volume would be good, Dick.
You download it, it keeps trending up. So it would be really crazy and almost kind of funny at this point to see if we could pass more of these people with massive budgets. So sincerely, thank you guys so much. I can't wait to keep doing this. We love doing it. And much, much more to come there. But first, before you do any of that, we have to take care of business here on Zeducation.
Okay.
Try not to laugh. Go.
Yes, can I have I'm talking about a Big Mac, okay? The biggest Mac the world has ever seen.
Do you want like extra meat on it?
No, just the biggest Mac we're talking about. And large fries, okay? Because I'm feeding my friend Rosie. And for the drink, I'd like a Dr. Pepper. As you know, Dr. Pepper is a lot better than Dr. Fauci when you think about it. So we're looking at a Dr. Pepper and the biggest Mac the world has ever seen.
Wow.
That'll be it. Thank you.
That's good.
That might be one of the best impressions I have heard yet. And this is just a reminder. We got to reinstate Trump to social media. I miss those rants. You know, it was entertaining. Put him back on, Jack. Let's go.
Welcome to North Carolina.
Welcome to Minneapolis. God.
That's funny, but also very sad because it's very true. There are a lot of calls in Minneapolis that aren't even getting responded to because of the crime right now. It's terrible when you can't find your ball on a par 3.
I will address that here right after this.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay. Right. You have to look in the cup.
That's true. That's so funny. Tim Tinsent with a $10 super chat and a question. Says, Rich, the next big thing will be used to direct the trillions of missing dollars that female investigative journalists brought up 2 summers ago, I predict. Yeah, no doubt, Tim Tinsent. I think I know what you're talking about without actually saying it. Yeah, you're right. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Didn't Cuomo resign? That piece of shit? God, what an ego, this family. Right? Unbelievable. Oh, it only took 11. And then the guy thought, no, I could beat it. I could beat it. That's who I am. I'm very affectionate. Yeah, I like to rub and grab asses. Always. Tits and ass, that's the kind of guy I am. That's what Cuomo was going with. I like to twist a nipple every now and then. So sue me. I mean, that's how his attitude was. Thank you, Tim Tintin. $10 super chat. Mucho gusto, generoso. Tim Tintin. I don't know, I'm so stupid. But, hey, what's up, Shane Reed? How you doing, man? Oh. All right. I'll talk to you in emails. He's got to go. He's got to go. That's Cuomo, though. Sorry. That's who I am. Very affectionate. I'm a very affectionate person. I do with guys. I do with girls. Hell, I lick the dog's balls, too. Huh? Hey, forgive me for being Italian, he says. I'm Italian. We're very affectionate. No, not that affectionate, you prick, ya.
I don't care how good you are. I mean, it gives you that little hope, that 3 or 4 steps it takes you to walk over to the cup. You have that glimmer of hope in you. And that's what counts.
How do you feel about flat Earth?
I mean, it's flat.
You're running with flat Earth theory?
Yeah, I'm
My
running
uncle one time, so I'm from Maine, I'm a lobster fisherman, right? So my uncle one time, he got in his boat.
That girl's a lobster fisherman. No way. No.
And he went way past the 3-mile line, all the way out towards Canada. And I swear to God, we never saw that mother again. He went all the way past towards Canada, and I believe, personally, that he sailed off the edge of the earth.
Now, can I offer an opposing theory?
Absolutely.
The Earth is shaped as a trapezoidal prison. The mountain ranges and different edges. That could have explained why he fell off.
Could explain why he fell off. Well, there's always the Marianas Trench, and you know that it splits the earth in half, right? So if you fall off the edge of the earth, you just go straight in.
Yep. All right. I feel like you can sign up.
Wow. I did not hear that one. That was brilliant. I'm sorry. Look at him. He's like, what did I just listen to?
I think that person was serious.
Yeah, she was. 100%. All right, that was fun. I told you, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. We did that already? All right, I got some more goods. What's going on? Dolan? What's he doing?
Back, even now. Like, you think, there's too much information that's come out there, but
look at
I'm not sure. I think it's entirely possible that we can be looking at a walking back of even what's been acknowledged.
You know, I'm glad.
Wait, he just said there might be a walking back of what's just been acknowledged?
Further, but it hasn't proceeded, and there hasn't been an official acknowledgement. And I would go further and say that everything that we have seen so far, I would say it's not impossible for it to be walked back, even now. Like, you think, there's too much information that's come out there, but I'm not sure. I think it's entirely possible that we can be looking at a walking back of even what's been acknowledged.
What? Wait a minute. What? Wait, what? No, I need full screen. What? I mean, what? Walk back? He means what I think he means, that things that we've heard recently are going to be taken back. Like, hey, Lou said that, you know, it may not be China or Russia. Maybe it is. That kind of walking back? Or is it this kind of walking back? Lou said that it's not ours. 2, maybe it is. What does he mean? I'm not taking it out of context, am I? I did hear. That's funny. Mr. DB Cooper with a funny super chat. I just bought the rights to The Walk Back. You better. I'd buy that website. I'd buy the domain name. Listen.
Of acquisition of ET Tech. So he's
Thank
talked
you
about
for
it.
the super chat.
So we've gone
$5.
much further, but it hasn't proceeded, and there hasn't been an official acknowledgement. And I would go further and say that everything that we have seen so far, I would say it's not impossible for it to be walked back, even now. Like you think there's too much information that's come out there, but I'm not sure. I think it's entirely
too much information has come out. Okay, hold on. Get me back on the screen. All the way, Johnny. What does he mean? By the way, thank you, Mr. DB Cooper 77 for that super chat. Mucho gusto generoso. Walking back, what? He said there was a lot of information. $10 super chat from IR Film. Tacos, tacos, tacos fund. Thank you, man. Because that's what I'm doing right as the show ends. After I put up all the links, that's where I'm heading. 4 bean burritos, 4 crunchy tacos, 10 fire sauces. At Gush all over Thursday into Friday morning. Thank you, IR Film. I appreciate that. Mucho gusto, generoso. What did I just see of Oumuamua? Oh. You know, maybe they like to tug people along their game. Oumuamua 42. Yeah. Dolan Linguini Spindlia. Yes, B. Baker. What does he mean? Dolan reminds me of a ferret. He's a ferret. Look where I have his face. He's a ferret. Right? That's a ferret face. Ferret. Look at him. He's tired of it already. He's a ferret. I posted a comment in the chat room here. I said, Dolan using another leaked info for obtaining info on the UAPTF secret UAP files. Let's not make it another PPV, pay-per-view event, dollars for disclosure event. Whatever happened to free information for the greater cause? That's what I wrote. I just said hey to everybody.
Impossible. No, it's not impossible. They went back and forth. You know, this is 40 years ago. So
no.
Years ago, you can talk, you know, call it scientific and industrial
No.
or Mao. But
next question.
Glean is not as bad military control, quite kind of a
hiring college grads, but hiring straight from high school because based on Moore's law, you're obsolete in those 4 years you go to college. Now,
I did not hear that.
Yeah, it's brand new. Apple, Facebook, Google, literally, they want you straight 17-year-old from high school because by the time you're 21, 22, you know you're obsolete.
Well, you know what that tells us? how absolutely ridiculous our university system has become.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's just.
It's a good guy. Dr. J. Look, I don't have anything against Dolan. I never had a conversation with the guy once. What's that? I interviewed him. I never interviewed Dolan. Did I interview Dolan? I would remember interviewing Dolan. No, I don't think I did. No, never interviewed Dolan. He's one of the few I never did. And the weird thing is my cousin knows him. And I could have got an interview a long time ago, and I just didn't. Anyway, that's the way I think. It's like, all right, I didn't play this yet. What time is it? All right, I'm going to save that. Okay. So I'm trying to pump up the crowd a little bit, right? For Billy MEIER, that debate that I'm trying to have with Michael Horn. And there's going to hopefully be a surprise guest that Michael Horn would not want to talk to. So just letting you know what's being worked up. I'm going to try to get everything ready this weekend for next week. I'll call Christopher Rapolo, see if he wants to come on the show. That would be a fun interview. And some other things in the work. But I'll get back to that in a moment with what Truth Seekers did back in March, or back in March, back earlier today. What's that? Just do it now? No. Here's a time traveler that apparently passed or gave himself a lie detector test. Have you ever seen this dumb thing? Oh, it's Apex TV. I just noticed. Yeah, this can't be real.
And I am a time traveler.
No.
Adam Archon claims to be an actual time traveler from the year 2045.
No, not this
Adam was
guy.
first featured on a video published several months ago in which he told us why he is in the year 2019.
Remember this guy?
We sat down with him in person for the first time and hooked him up to a lie detector to see if he was telling the truth.
Oh, yeah, I played this already when it came out. This guy lied about everything. Yeah, I can't play this. Goodbye. You know, let's just play it for the goof of it, just for the hell of it, to see how stupid it is. I think that was my original intention.
Here are the results. Watch this and decide for yourself.
Okay.
Hello, I am Adam Archon, and I am a time traveler from the year...
First of all, you could already see the shaking in his arms. He's already nervous. He already knows he's lying about the whole thing. The first few words out of his mouth, then he's flapping like a fish out of water. All you gotta do is look at the arms flailing already.
This and decide for
Watch,
yourself.
that's why he's holding on
Hello,
to the desk. Look.
I am Adam Archon, and I am a time
There you
traveler
go.
from the year 2045. I have agreed to do a lie detector.
That shirt was in somebody's back seat of their car. That does not fit this person. They're like, no, you've got to put a shirt on. Here, you wear my shirt. Shut up.
Test with Apex TV today to prove to you that I am telling the truth.
The exasperated breath to prove to you. It's kind of like Tom Brokaw. To prove to you. It's like he's out of breath because his heart's beating. You understand?
I need to prove to you that this is true so that you can take the
Yeah, that's it. Slam the fingers down with the sensors on them. There you go. That'll make it more accurate. Apex TV in the house. Good job.
information that I'm giving you and make the world a better place.
There you go. Are you actually from the year 2045?
Yes, I am a time traveler from the year 20.
First of all, look at that haircut. All right, we've got a ginger in the house. The guy I think's wearing a wig. I don't know, what is that? What is this? He looks like what is that? What was that redheaded girl? Dabney? Darcy? From Scooby-Doo. That hair looks like her hair, the redheaded girl. Right. What was her name? Scooby-Doo. Let's see. Daphne? No. Was it Daphne? I think it was Daphne. Characters. Who gives a shit? Frickin' Scooby-Doo. I can't watch this anymore. I feel like I'm dying inside knowing how stupid that is. You know, hey, I can't get it perfect every time. But if you took a few hits off that crazy smoke peace pipe, you could pull Dolan.
Wrong in the
Not
least.
happy here.
This is apparently from the
there.
classified portion of the UAP report
Here.
to me over this. And
High
it
as
was brought to my attention, and I was like, what are you getting so worked up over?
Yeah. All right. So I wanted to get over to Truth Seekers real quick before we get out of here and end the night just by hopefully pumping everybody up with vigor and with strength and with a little bit of what I think is a shot in the arm for the debunkers that will, if Michael Horn still wants to do this, and the other people that I'm inviting on to debate about Billy MEIER, why we're doing this. You'll see. It's different from anything we've done. You're gonna see some interesting things happen on this debate if it goes through. I assure you, you will never have seen anything about MEIER like this. Yeah, it's just a bunch of people getting together. But there's going to be some twists and turns in the plot. Remember that show, This Is Your Life? And the contestant would come out and sit in a chair and hear voices from the past. They're about 40 years old, we'll say, maybe 25, 55. Doesn't matter. They're older. They're not children. And, of course, it would have to be somebody, you know, from your past. So you can't really be 18 years old doing this. You could, but it wouldn't make much sense. But anyway, the contestant listens to a recording or the person behind the stage say, "You used to kiss me on the cheek every day." And you're supposed to guess, who did I kiss on the cheek every day? Ma? No, it's your first grade teacher, Mrs. Whitman, who was my first grade teacher. She was mean. She used to grab us by the back of the neck. If you she used to say, head behind head when you had to get in a straight line. And if you were out of line, she would grab your neck, squeeze it hard, and move you. Stay there. Stay there. Now, class. That was Mrs. Whitman. She was kind of sexy back then. I remember I thought she was cute. One day I was sitting in church, first grade, sitting in church on a Sunday. And you know how they say in Catholic church, they tell you, peace, you know, give sign of peace, and then you're supposed to say peace be with you to people around you, right? You say, and peace be with you. It's like a community thing, you know, you're wishing everybody peace. I turn around with my little hands, and there's Mrs. Whitman. Hi, Mrs. Whitman, peace be with you. Squeezed her nipple. No, I didn't. Shook her hand. Why was I even talking about that? There was a reason. There was a reason I brought all of that up. Anyway, I'm about to play, it'll come back to me. I'm about to play, I got into the piece and all that shit. This is earlier today from Truth Seekers. And this may give us a little bit of an advantage when that debate starts, if it still goes through. Michael Horn uses a convicted child molester as proof of alien laser gun claims. What? What? Yeah, I know. This is your life, right? I can't remember why I was going there. This is your life. Oh, thank you. Now I remember. So it'll be like that. Michael Horn's going to be there, and all of a sudden he's going to hear a voice. And he may not be happy about this voice. It'll be like that. Then somebody else will be off camera, and he'll just hear, "You told me," I'm just guessing, "that Billy MEIER had 2 arms." Who did I tell? And Michael Horn would sit there. Who did I tell had 2 arms? Billy MEIER had 2 arms? I never would have said that. Well, here's your dad. And brings out his dad. You know that? It'll be an interesting show. God dang. I went so far out of the way for that. Just watch. Before I play this for Michael Horn, sorry, not sorry. I got to play what's out there.
Photo, because I want the same question. Is this a photo that Billy MEIER took and claims is real, and that is the laser gun photo?
Yes. Yes.
And what do you say about the person that found almost the exact laser gun toy made around the time the photograph was taken?
You think so, do you? Where did you get that from? Because I'm going to tell you that that isn't true. And I'm going to tell you, hold on, I'm going to find it here for you. I think we might have a little something where that can be found.
Yes, I have a site that I can definitely source. I don't have it in front of me, so I apologize.
Okay.
And listen, I appreciate you going through. I only have a few, just those few photos that I really had specific questions. I'd like to ask you about the wedding cake thing too, because that one I think is ridiculous.
We'll go back to that, but let's do this. And this is a little long, but you asked for it, and these people are saying it's a lie and all that, so bear with me. And this is from Wendell Stevens, his books, whatever you think of him on him or not.
He's a child molester. You're going to cite a child molester as a source?
Hold on. This is a man who, along with 2 other people...
Michael, if the best source you have is a child molester to defend your position, I'll let you use them. I just want to be clear in that you're citing a child molester as a source for proof.
Hey, if you...
So I have to address the elephant in the room right here. If a source comes from a child molester, is that a good source as long as it's real? And the answer is, shouldn't be talking to a child. I mean, what are you supposed to do, man? What if Michael didn't know the guy was a... Is that what we... Did he know? Oh. See, now I don't like that. If somebody was really convicted of that, which apparently he was, I don't know if he was convicted, I don't know. I don't know the whole story on that, but if this is true, Cambion wouldn't be saying it if it wasn't. So it's true. And if you know it's true, is it okay to use the information from a child molester as proof of something? And I can't say no. I think it's okay, but I wouldn't advertise where that source came from or where that information came from, I think. Nor would I ever have a relationship with said molester again. So let's say he didn't know, got the information from said molester, found out later on he was a molester. Well, the algorithm's going to pick up on molester like 10 times. Well, I don't know how the timeline works in this story here of how Horn got this information from a child molester. But I want to hear the rest. I mean, I know I stopped it, but man, I had to.
You knew the truth about everybody. Did you? I hope.
Clear in that you're citing a child molester as a source
I'm
for
not
proof.
citing. Hey, if you knew the truth about everybody, did you? I hope you never voted for Bill Clinton.
Would you agree with me that a child molester cannot be trusted? Can you say? Can we agree on that? Let's get some common ground here. You're citing a child molester as a source for proof. I don't trust child molesters.
Stephen, I'm an investigator and I'm a research scientist. And pardon me, if you want to run bullshit arguments at me,
I'm just telling you what I feel. If you want to go ahead with your argument using a child molester as a source, you can go ahead and do that. I'm just telling you what I feel. You can go ahead with your argument then. We're talking about the laser gun now, right?
Listen, then talk about the laser, Clinton.
Let's talk about it. But I'm just saying, you know.
The following, please, just hold that stuff. Because it's really unprofessional.
Okay, Michael, I will agree that I won't go into that territory anymore. You can talk about him and use him as a source, whatever you want to do. I just want to be clear in how I feel about him and people citing him as a source. We're good, Michael.
Is it bad though? If the source is giving you vital information for proof of alien contact, is it bad to use this source? Man, that's let me tell you, I don't trust, I wouldn't trust a child molester either. But if you can verify the things that this person was saying about evidence in the UFO world, yeah, I guess you have to use the evidence. I mean, the source sucks. I agree. But this is what he's got. Man, I'm torn. I don't say we keep talking about the name of the person and giving them credit, but that is a tough one. If it's helping propel disclosure, if the evidence that could be given was propelled to disclosure and it was from a child molester, do we listen to this person? Do we give them any type of airtime? Tough. Damn it. Well, this just sucks. And I understand why Stephen brought it up. And I understand what Horn is saying. Let's keep it professional. Well, that doesn't mean Stephen's being unprofessional. It means he's letting the audience know what kind of source this is. Not a very good one. Just my opinion. But nonetheless, it's a source and there's information.
Let's both take a breath. Let's both take a breath and step back. Remember that we're trying to find common ground, and I'm only asking you questions.
Professional.
Okay, well, I apologize.
If a man is a child molester, do not leave children with him. I don't know if the guy down the street doing people's taxes or the guy in the fixing cars is a child molester, and there's plenty of them that get outed, and there are people in all walks of life. Did the guy fix the damn car? Did he do the taxes? Now, that doesn't mean I want to go to him. Now, listen to what was said in this investigation by an investigator. When I first saw these
a child molesting investigator, yes.
Are you going to keep doing that?
No, okay, go ahead.
Afraid?
No, I'm not afraid of what you
want to know something about real life is messy, Stephen. Real life is messy.
But we choose what sources to trust. We choose. We both have the right to choose which sources we trust. That's all I'm saying.
Then why don't you listen to the evidence?
I will listen to what
if you're really sincere, then you go back and you tell me, you know what? What Joe Tisk, that guy, said is true.
I will admit this to you, Michael. I will admit this to you. Every time somebody cites him as a source, I turn off. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's just the way I feel about it, and so I have not exposed myself to a lot of what he has found. I will admit that freely because of this situation. So I apologize. And like I said, let's both take a step back and take a breath. We're trying to find common ground. I'm just asking questions. Let's get into the laser gun photo then.
Here it is. When I first saw these laser pistol photos, I had serious misgivings about them and the whole story of the so-called ancient weapon. But then Edward MEIER took me to a place in the nature preserve near Hinville, where he had tested the first one. He showed me a seared line of vegetation that went in a true straight line until it struck an embankment and stopped. He showed me another, and then a limb high above our heads on a tall tree, over 60 feet tall, that was severed cleanly at a place about 45 feet above the ground and 20 feet out from the trunk, where the branch was about 1 inch in diameter. The severed part of the branch was still lying on the ground where it had fallen, and I picked it up and examined it. It was severed cleanly without any fraying, but the most noticeable thing about it was the thin layer of seared wood at the break. The charring was no more than 1 inch to 1¼ inches deep into the wood, all the way through the branch, and the searing of the bark was likewise very narrow at the break, and so sudden and quick that the sap in the bark did not bubble out and run. Certainly no...
You know, I take it back. I have definitely heard this whole explanation several times. I have heard that.
Have you seen the hole in the tree?
Yes, but what I've wondered is, yes, I've seen a
Have you
picture.
seen
I
the
believe
hole in the tree?
I've seen a photograph of
Have
it.
you-
And my
Oh.
question about that is, couldn't somebody have done that with a drill and a plumbing torch?
Great. I'll jump down. Then there's the problem of the hole in the tree. The tree was a good 10 inches to 12 inches in diameter, and the tree was green and full of sap.
I got a 16-inch drill. I mean,
how would a man with one arm bore such a hole? An auger bit would have been impossible because it would surely bind in a hole.
How would a man with one arm be able to bore a hole like that? Because he's got help. That's it. Somebody's helping him. That's it. And that person is kept quiet because they know it's a legacy. I want to hear that. I want to hear a minute or more of this.
That long in a living tree. How would MEIER hold it?
so it was, and then the other question about the laser gun. So they gave him the laser gun. Where's it at? They took it back.
You've
Okay.
got my time, Stephen. And now, God damn it, listen to this stuff and stop giving me BS.
Michael, like I said, let's take a breath. Let's take a breath. I'm just trying to. The other
Then don't
question I have.
interrupt. You asked the question.
I know,
and now I'm
but
going to
we have
answer it.
limited time. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to
How
get to
would
a
he
few more
turn it?
questions.
Where would he get an auger bit 12 inches long by 1 inch in diameter, a non-standard size that would have to be a special order and made up by a tool maker? This would leave tracks that could be traced later, and the hole in the tree had to be made in 20 minutes or less, and all equipment removed and hidden, never to be discovered again. Oh, but there's more.
Yes,
in
but he
this.
can't produce the laser gun. Why can't he produce the laser gun?
That isn't
So
the
we can examine it, check
Hold
out
on.
its technology, maybe learn
Because
from it.
people don't jump through hoops just because brain-dead human beings on Earth decide.
Brain dead? He said he had a laser gun. I'd like to take a look at the laser gun,
And
but
the
there's a
hole in
convenient
the tree-
explanation for why he can't let me look at the laser gun.
Because you're a nobody in the overall scheme of
I'm a
things. and so am
nobody.
I.
I'm okay, but
So am I. So we've been given.
If you're saying you got, listen, this is like 5-year-olds on a playground. If 5-year-olds on a playground, if one 5-year-old came up to a group of 5-year-olds on a playground and said, I got a laser gun, we'd all want to see it. Why can't we see the laser gun? He said he had a laser gun, Michael Horn. Come on.
And you are using 5-year-olds on a playground thinking
It's an
well, they've
analogy.
gotta
It's the
do
best
what I
analogy
want
I
them
could
to do.
think of. It's the best analogy I could think of. And just like 5-year-olds in a playground, if that kid went, I do got a laser gun, but you can't see it, all the 5-year-olds would think he was lying. So it's a good analogy.
Whew. So that's what may be coming up next week. And I expect it to get like that. I really do. I expect it to be full of energy and people believing in what they believe in, and it's just crazy. Billy MEIER's like the nuttiest of them all, because nobody has pictures like him. Nobody has claims like him, and we still don't have from what I've seen and what I've read, so far I'm not convinced that Billy MEIER evidence passes my test so far. And I'll talk about that with Michael Horn and everybody else whenever we go have this debate. But it's coming up. And hopefully it'll be next week. Man, this is the problem with all of ufology, man. It's not just Billy MEIER. It's every single story on the planet that has to do with alien abductions, UFOs, and the unexplained. The problem is the evidence and the people who claim they have these experiences. There's a difference between people who have experiences and people who don't. I don't know, man. It's just I think we're getting to the point where it's easy to determine who's lying and who isn't. I think we're all getting smarter. The claims just don't, and abductions aren't as popular as they used to be. You know why? Because the internet has turned them all away. If I thought I was abducted, and there is a very tiny possibility that it's happened that I just don't remember, or it comes to me as dreams, but I don't think I have, swear to God. But if I told people that I was abducted, they would think I was out of my gourd. If I told family and friends of family, cousins and everything else, they'd be like, Rich says he was abducted. Well, what if he was? Fuck no, he wasn't abducted. Do you know how stupid that is, Michelle? There's nobody named Michelle. Well, I don't know. The guy seems like he's sincere. That's what they do, babe. They lie, and they make money off of it. They sell books and make movies. It's bullshit. There's never any proof. I guess maybe you're right. Of course I'm right. Proof, baby. Show me proof. That's what we need. Not Billy MEIER having a laser gun and he's not going to show anybody because we're not worthy. Forget about you. That's what I say. That's the biggest bullshit cop-out loophole in the history of Billy MEIER. Well, time to get going. Hey, I want to thank all the super chats and moderators. Huh? Yeah, I got it. Super chatters, moderators, thank you very much for your help. Without the show, it doesn't really go that well. I don't even exist without you, so thank you very much for your help. If you want to help support GoofOn and keep me going, you can also help support with PayPal, Cash App, or become a patron, or super stickers, super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Also, for newcomers and veterans alike, thank you for giving the show just a few minutes. 5 to 15 minutes. Check it out. If you like it, come back, subscribe to it. Don't forget to share it. Just to one person, that's all we ask. But I appreciate you giving the show a chance tonight. Hopefully we'll see you again. Because tomorrow we will be back. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. Don't forget, later on tonight, Third Phase UFO Report. I'm sure Third Phase of Moon's got something coming up. I think Thomas Fessler's got something up. I'm not sure, but we'll take a look. We'll be back. I'm Rich Giordano. If you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. Good night, everybody.